How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This is the final one of 2023, so I do hope you enjoy it. We have quite a bit of info to get through. We've got a bit of laughs at the end of the video to go out in a comedic style, but we've also got some really juicy bits of info to get through, including the HellBlade dilemma drama that's going right now, which I think is worth discussing. Now, before we get started with the video, I hope you all have a very happy new year. I hope you go into 2024 with laughter, smiles, food, drink, whatever it is you're doing on New Year's Eve, going into the new year on 2024. I hope it's a joyous one and one that brings you lots of happiness, lots of gaming. And if you're into that side of banter with console warring, may the wars continue. But of course, 2024 should hopefully bring a host of new things, host of games, including Activision Blizzard games. We're also hopefully going to see more from Microsoft with the Developers Direct. So hopefully we'll be well underway to having a really good year. But first thing first, let's start with this one. We've got Blizzard Entertainment. And as you can see here, we've got this picture here of a game called Odyssey. Now, Peter Ovo talked about this some time ago. We haven't really heard anything of it. The Blizzard's new Sue game is named Odyssey. The game is not graphically intensive. Graphics are stylized fairy tale type of art. And will it be Xbox exclusive? It's a single player game from what I've read. If it's a single player game, the chances of this being an Xbox exclusive or an Xbox ecosystem exclusive, where it's going to be on the cloud, PC, is extremely high. I can't imagine Microsoft, having paid $70 billion, is going to start putting all their single player entries at least, onto the PlayStation platform. I get the likes of COD, Diablo, Overwatch being on PlayStation. I think that will be there for a long time, if not indefinitely. But, you know, once that parity clause drops, then we'll start seeing some differences in the versions with some exclusive stuff given on to Xbox. But for the time being, I think when it comes to the single player games, they will more or less be exclusive to the ecosystem. Time will tell, but that is my way of thinking anyway. Hopefully this game turns out good. Again, it's not going to be a graphically intensive game, but it is hopefully going to be something fun for us to play. Now, the big one over here is Blade. Now, Blade has had a lot of discussion, and as we can see down here, Jeff Grubb, again, coming out with some stats that, you know, has some chance of being correct. Anyone, you know, with a brain could have said that it's not coming anytime soon. This game was never intended to be released on the series consoles. The question then comes up, why did they announce it so soon? I guess it's a teaser, but I agree. If the game isn't coming out in the next year or two, don't announce it. It's too early. But I guess instead of it being leaked or being revealed by someone else, they wanted to jump the gun. Now, this 2027 could easily be 2026. I think Blade is going to be an Xbox Next console launch. Now, as we know with the series consoles, it was supposed to launch with Halo. It didn't happen. And because of that, the game, you know, the actual launch of the console was hampered. It didn't really have any flagship title to sell. I don't think Microsoft want to make that same mistake again. They want to go with the next generation, all guns blazing and firing, and they want to make sure that games like Blade can be put on all promo boxes to push for their marketing. So if the Xbox Next is coming in 2026, you'll see that Blade is going to be a launch title then. If the Xbox Next is delayed to 2027, then Blade will be coming in 2027. It's really that simple. So we come to this one over here. This one is regarding HellBlade 2. Now, as we can see down here, at least PS5 games actually hit 30 FPS. Blade 2 running at 24 FPS on the clip they talk about highly. Now, this is on the video that was shown at the Game Awards. So I said over here, the clip shown was a high quality video, likely at the quality of a Blu-ray. So that makes sense, right? Because it's a video. It's not a live performance of the game. It's a video. Sure, they could have done it at 30 FPS or whatever using different codecs. But if they decided to use a Blu-ray codec, the FPS for a Blu-ray video is 24. The video that was shown is 24. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if it's running at 24 FPS, then the video is running in a format that is akin to Blu-ray, and Blu-ray is 24 FPS. And these ponies can't even tell the difference of that. They are trying to take that as a win. I mean, I don't really need to say anymore, do I? HellBlade 2 is going to be a phenomenal game. Now, I'm not bigging it up, but into the levels that people were doing with Starfield. But what I can say is the first game was phenomenal. The second game, I'm expecting even better. Now, this over here by Shinobi, January 2024, what are we buying? And you've got a list of games here that are coming out between the 18th and the 26th. Now, Prince of Persia is that weird 2D one that was shown by Ubisoft that is going to be coming. That's going to be the first one to land on the 18th. On the 19th, we've got The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, because we all needed a bit of that. Of course, for $10, it's not too bad for the upgrade. You get levels that were removed previously, and you get the extra game mode. So for $10, it's not so bad. Another code is actually one I'm actually very interested in. I've seen a trailer. It looks really nice. It's a puzzle-based game on the Switch. It caught my interest. I'm probably going to pick it up. Ace Attorney, I've never really been interested in. Tekken, if you're interested in that sort of thing, definitely check it out. It's a beat-em-up. And if you like beat-em-ups, Tekken is definitely going to be one for you. And of course, we've got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So if you like any of these games, that's our January list. And of course, we've got a bunch more coming in February. And with the Developers Direct aimed at for early January from Microsoft, once that arrives, we should get some more concrete information on release dates, at least for the first quarter of what is coming for Xbox. And of course, the Activision Blizzard games are also going to start dropping in waves starting from January. So great stuff. Now, this one over here, I think is really important for Microsoft. Now, gacha games, obviously in China, are having a massive change right now with their legal system, but America and Europe hasn't been affected by this. And as we have seen, there's been that massive push from, the Chinese companies to release their stuff in the West, likely because of this. The restrictions over there are just becoming more and more untenable for them and unprofitable. So they've been trying to do this. As you know, whatever the rules are in China doesn't have to adhere to America and Europe. They can do their own rules and regulations. But we know that NetEase is actually making this game, and it was announced for PS5 and PC. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean absolutely nothing. Now, as we can see from the trailer here, Project Mugen is aiming to be a really big game. It's going to try and compete with the likes of Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenith Zone Zero, Tower of Fantasy. So, Arknight's Enfield is also coming, but this game seems to have a much, much bigger, broader appeal. It's got that kind of Spider-Man-esque to it, open world. It looks huge. It looks really ambitious. And with Microsoft now partnering up with NetEase again, this is the perfect opportunity for them to step in and try and get this game as an exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem. Xbox, PC, cloud. Maybe even if they don't get it to cloud, at least PC and Xbox is a cert. This is something that they probably want to move in now and take, as an exclusive. Otherwise, this is going to be another game that goes to the PlayStation platform. Now, we do know that with Genshin Impact, Microsoft was approached first for it. Microsoft said that that game had no chance of making any money. How foolish and stupid they were to think that that game was a monumental success. Whether it was because of COVID or not is irrelevant. That game is still making bank. So is games like Honkai Star Rail, and Hoyoverse is raking in the money, as well as Sony. Sony has made sure that those games are exclusive to their platform. So it's high tide that Microsoft steps in and gets one of these games onto its ecosystem for its fans. Now, we know Blue Protocol is coming. Blue Protocol is not a gacha game. This one is going to be a gacha game, but at the same time, this is the sort of game that Microsoft wants to invest in order to stay relevant. And as you can see from the gameplay, it looks phenomenally good. It looks really nice. The art style is really good, and it will appeal not only to, the Japanese market, but to the Western market as well. So definitely one for Microsoft to definitely go for and try and capture that exclusive deal so as soon as possible, because I think this could be a game changer for them, not only in the Japanese market, but just for people that want to play these sorts of games on Xbox. And it's just a cash cow, honestly. The game looks great. It's got huge potential, and yeah, nothing more can be said about this. Phil, go grab it. Now, this one over here is the next one I want to look at. Now, Epic Game Store has been giving away free games for a long time now. Apparently, what they're giving away has been leaked. Now, if you remember a few days ago, or about a week ago, I said Fallout 3 was free on Epic Game Store. I didn't realize Ghostwire Tokyo was free as well, but there were some really nice games that were actually given out. Ghostwire Tokyo, Outer Worlds, These are all now gone. Saints Row is the free game today for those of you looking to grab it. Then it's Ghost Runner, Escape Academy, 20 Minutes Till Dawn, A Plague Tale, Innocence on the 3rd, and from the 4th of Jan to the 11th of Jan, you're getting Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. If you've got an Epic Games account and your PC is capable, definitely grab it. Even if it's not capable, just grab it anyway. It's free games. You can't go wrong. If you ever decide to get a powerful PC, or if these games ever work on GeForce Now, you can play them without having a powerful PC. Definitely something to consider. All right, so this one over here is a little bit of a weird one because now we're seeing the Red Dragon, you know, the Red Dragon. Now he's trying to lie to get engagement. I mean, he's now sinking into unbelievable lows. We already saw him use his wife to try and console war and get engagement. That obviously backfired quite heavily on him. And now we're seeing him lying purposefully to try and actually twist what is actually written on digital trends in order to try and get that one up for that engagement. Like, I don't think there's actually any low that this guy won't actually go to. And as you can see here, Red Dragon has now resorted to lying for engagement. Is there anything this clown won't do for engagement? The actual fact is that the scores are PlayStation 5 got a C+. In my opinion, it should have got a C-. Xbox got a B-, which I think should have been a B+, and Switch, rightfully so, got an A, which is well deserved. They had bangers every single month for the whole year. So to say that, you know, Switch didn't deserve it is ludicrous. But he had to lie here. 2023 Gaming Report Card, final scores for PS5, Xbox, and Switch. Digital trends, spoiler, PS5 gets up. He had to lie to try and get his engagement. So sad. And it doesn't stop there. This dude here, that generic Eric, even he had to lie. You know, this is the one that actually takes pleasure in watching children cry and suffer. That's this guy. This guy, right? He takes pleasure in that. Sick fuck. But even he had to lie to try and get engagement because there's nothing on PlayStation. Now they're having to resort to using their wives. They have to lie to try and get engagement. I mean, where does it end? Where does it end? It's so sad that they have to even lie now to try and get engagement. It's pathetic. This one I wanted to give out because I thought about it long and hard. There's been a bunch of clowns this year, but I think Reforge Gaming definitely takes the Clown of the Year award for 2023. He has to, because just listening to this clip, you know, as I say here, just listening to this clip of him making excuse after excuse and sucking off Sony like his life depended on it was nauseating. So to have some diehard ponies like hyped, unleashed, but this guy makes them look amateur. He sat there for 3 minutes trying to defend Gaming Kinda for not covering the Insomniac leaks, and then Mike stepped in and literally bitch slapped him down and said, no, they covered the others, they covered this one. And then he tried to make excuses how he didn't have the context or the facts for the other ones, and then actually let slip that he did have the facts, tries to backtrack, cover it up, and Mike actually catches him on that as well and says, no. So good on Mike for actually setting him straight. But this clown literally is, you know, I've lost words. Thanks to Astro Cyborg, we laugh at him every week on my streams. So for those of you that turn up, we will continue to do that because as Clown of the Year, we do need some entertainment, you know, we do need some laughter, and he provides the worst takes. I mean, literally, there isn't a single person that I've seen in the PlayStation community that has had a bad take every single time. This guy takes the cake. He does. And finally, we have this one over here. Now, this one is really funny. This one was when Starfield launched. You've got Jeff Grubb here, who turns around and, you know, talks about how he really likes Starfield. And then it got callers in. I just want you to listen to this. Unlike the other one, I'm actually going to let you listen to this because this is how I want to sign out for 2023.
I haven't got that yet with Starfield, but I'm not far in it. But I want to say one thing, though. Mm-hmm. The game is, so far, based on word of mouth, reviews, it's a disappointment.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad game, but it is a disappointment considering.
I mean, how much have you played?
Like 3 hours.
Okay, and what's disappointing about it to you?
to me, it just doesn't get. First of all, I thought the intro was horrendous. I think the writing.
What about the intro? What about the intro was horrendous?
It just was very lackluster. Like if you compare it to Skyrim, immediately you're fighting a dragon, and then you're sent out into the world to do anything you want. Like literally anything you want. Whereas this is a little bit, like I said, it's a little more shallow. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit almost more like Mass Effect, where it's more story oriented. It's pushing you in a certain direction.
Do you think that was the choices you made? What is her name? Lynn or Lim, the lady who's your boss? Do you think part of it is just the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and shit, and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it, and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game, so I'm assuming you haven't played it yet, correct?
But wait, there's more. No, I swear to God, I played it, but it's like when you go to.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the average pony who says they've played Starfield, who hasn't played Starfield, and then tries to dunk on it. I thought I'd go out with a really funny one because that was hilarious, right? That is literally exposed. Now, a lot of you have been asking me what is my favorite game of 2023. I have to say, for me, the game of the year, by far, for me, it's Alan Wake. Alan Wake 2 for me was by far my favorite game of 2023. Now, of course, we do have an honorable mention, and that is Kong. Right. Happy New Year. See you later. Remain legend. I'm out.